Bitcoin is crashing. It looks like it's kind of over for this bull run that we had, and I think it's time to see way lower prices. So prepare. Like the video if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and no, it's not that bad, right? At least not yet. So what we are seeing right now is that Bitcoin is having a correction. And not even that like, I mean, yeah, we went from 40, well, almost 45. We are now sitting at, let's say, 41. And that's very normal. I see a lot of panic around me in certain groups that I'm in on Twitter and etc. But there is nothing to panic about, really. Let me show you when it is actually time to panic, in my opinion, and a couple of projects that I'm currently looking at, because there are some projects releasing soon or having some great NFTs, and there's always something in the market that does well, right? So let's take a look at that. First, Bitcoin. Yeah, like I said, it now from the local top until where we are right now has a correction of, let's say, 8.5%. Hey, in the last leg up, it depends on what you call this leg, but let's say we do it from here, right? The last leg up was a move up of 18%. So then a correction of 8% is nothing too crazy. What mainly is interesting to me is that you can see right here, Bitcoin was holding this uptrend since, well, let's say now 1 year exactly, to be precise. And what it is doing, it started right here, it bounced here in March, it bounced here in June again. Here in August we broke down. Bitcoin tried to get above it in October, had some trouble, and now end of November, beginning December, we broke out. And now that it's middle of December, it looks like it wants to retest this place right here. And that, if that would happen today, it would be exactly 40k. Right, that would still, if we bounce off of 40k, it's bullish, right? Because then we are still in this uptrend. If we go below that, I would say, like, hey, the first big support point is coming in at 37.2. But the thing is, that's more like a psychological thing, right? Because we are now used to the 40s and then we're going back to the 30s, while in reality it's not that big of a drop, to be honest. What's hurting more at the meantime are altcoins, because you could see right here that Bitcoin is going down for the last 2 days. If you take a look at the Bitcoin dominance, it is going up. So although Bitcoin is becoming worth less, altcoins are becoming worth less against Bitcoin, which is worth less against the dollar. So altcoins are taking a slightly bigger hit at this moment. Down today 3%, yesterday 3%. So it's not that crazy or anything. And if we take this from the top, this is now down with 11%, so slightly more than Bitcoin. But that's what you usually see, right? I mean, like we said before, if Bitcoin tanks, altcoins tank harder, usually because there is less liquidity there. What's happening exactly? People taking profits, finally. If you look at the USDT dominance, it is bouncing here, as quite expected, of course, right? This is a big support level, and people are putting their crypto back in USDT. And I would say, hey, the people that did that, you are smart, right? You are smart. If you have made money over the last couple of months and you are not taking any kind of profits, then what you're doing it for, right? And eventually we will see higher prices, but like we spoke about before, the market is quite overheated at the moment, so of course it needs to cool off a little bit. The S&P is, well, still doing pretty well. It's still strong even today. The S&P is well on the way to make new highs. So like we spoke about in the video the day before yesterday, the S&P on the current money supply is making new highs for the first time in 22 years. So that's, of course, a very good reason for, Bitcoin and the whole crypto market to go up as well, because we haven't seen this in the complete existence of crypto. And that's quite interesting. Even if it's just a fake out, it still did something different right here. But like I said, there are always projects that do very well. I want to very briefly talk about, because I'm mostly into crypto gaming and I made a lot of money with crypto pre-sales on Seedify and Engine Starter, ChainGPT, and etc. And there is now a game. I posted it in my Discord. So if you are a Patreon member, you can get access to the Discord channel where you can follow influencer wallets. You don't see it right there, but you can follow influencer wallets like Alex Becker and Elliot Trades and Hustlepedia, etc. But you can get a lot of information, exclusive videos, airdrop stuff, etc. But we spoke yesterday about this NFT, and I said like, hey guys, it's now going for 0.06 Ethereum. This is, if I pronounce it right, Cocody, Cocodai. I have no idea, but it is a really, really, really interesting looking game. This actually looks good. This is the actual gameplay. Let me put the sound off because that's is getting me demonetized probably. This is how the game looks. They don't have a token yet, at least, but they do have their NFTs. And I was looking at these NFTs and I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy one for 0.06, like I said. And the current price is sitting at, well, exactly double right now. 0.12 Ethereum basically. So it doubled in a day. I think this has a lot of potential, so do check it out. Go check it out on Twitter, Coco the Game. If again that's how you pronounce it, I have no idea. But you know, crypto gaming is going to be pretty big, and these kind of things are something you should take a look at. Now, if we do take a look at the altcoin market, I just want to make a Monday overview. Maybe just Mondays, I'm gonna do an overview from of the crypto market and how things are looking then. This is the altcoin market, right? Again, for the people that are new on the channel, a lot of people show you the total tree, right? And they say that's the altcoin market. Well, you know, the total tree is everything excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, but then you're also talking about stables and the really high cap coins. And that's not always a really fair representation of the altcoin market. So there's also others. You can just fill in others and then you'll find it. That's everything except the top 10. So no BUSD, no USDT, no USDC, but also no Solana, ADA, Doge, etc. So this is way more altcoin-ish. If we do take a look at the others, then you could see that we were in this huge resistance area that went all the way back to February 2021, so almost 3 years, which was a huge support area in this case, and resistance here. It was also resistance back in November, but we broke it and we went above it for the first time since basically the bear market started. And now it looks like, hey, are we going to retest this area? And it is a big area, so the altcoin market could easily come down with like 14%, something like that, right? And that 14% would still put us in support, right? So that's just a normal retest. And by the time that happens, you could see the bull market support band coming in right there. So if it happens in like a month from now, it doesn't have to happen overnight. If it happens in a month from now, it could bounce on the bull market support band. And if it does, that's a point for me where I would say like, okay, it's time to deploy heavy. Because a bull market support band, you want to see it hold, really, just like here. You want to see it hold. And now it broke out hard. You want to see it come back and hold again. But it's interesting because if you do take a look at, let's say, only today, right? Today it went down 4.5%. Is that really how altcoins go down? Well, some altcoins bleed way more. If you look at Altora, for example, it's down 13%. Playable Games is down 9%. But it compensates because some altcoins are down 1%. This is barely down in the first place. But Shrapnel, 8%. Like, it depends. But Beam took a good hit. This is something I'm interested to buy more of. I bought Beam pretty low, sold it pretty high, and I bought a little back here, and I'm willing to dollar cost whenever it hits 1.5 cents again. I think that could do really well. Overall, these are dips that I am now a little bit waiting on. I think it might go down further, but some altcoins really took a big hit. Like if you look at Cetify, it went from 470 now sitting at 320, and it looks like it is sitting at some big support point. So there are some altcoins giving you some buy signals right now. So you might not want to ignore that completely. Superverse is also a coin. I sold it quite high after making like a 6x on it. And these are the opportunities that we are getting in the market right now. If we look at newer projects, there are some newer projects just released by these launchpads that are doing fantastic. And that's cool because newer projects usually have a big vesting, big inflation, and therefore they go down. But some really don't care. This is Friend 3, a pretty good social fi project, doing extremely well. It just pulled off almost a 3x. Orbify having a great time right there. Chappies is doing amazing as well. AI Tech took a big hit. Might be a good area to scalp up on if you are interested in some high risk, low cap launchpad tokens. Then AI Tech might definitely be a good play. Same goes for Chain GPT. It was mooning quite hard all the way to 1 point or 17 cents, now sitting at 11. So, if you ever feel like, oh, interesting, and I missed it, also be interested in these levels because, yeah, in this case, you can now get it like 35% cheaper, right? So, hey, why not getting that? Again, if you do hold Bitcoin, it is interesting because if we do take a look at the altcoin market without USDT, on its Bitcoin pair, you could see that it's still sitting at the lows. And every time it bounces and it gets to the bull market support band, it gets rejected. That's a very weak sign. Bull market support bands are there to drag a price down if a certain asset is below it and to really push it up if an asset is above it. You can see it right here in this bear market for Bitcoin. Every time Bitcoin went to the bull market support band, it got rejected, and at a certain point it gets rejected hard. Now in a bull market, therefore it's called a bull market support band, it goes above it and it supports in a bull market until it really blasts. Now you can apply that on every chart, and again, if we do take a look at altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, it's getting rejected all the time, and I think we could see that big crash down, right? And again, for the people that think like, hey, that's bearish for altcoins on the dollar pair, it's bearish for altcoins on their Bitcoin pair, right? Same case, Bitcoin does another 2x and altcoins go down on the Bitcoin pair. Hey, they could hold up on the dollar pair. It's just better to be in Bitcoin if you want to have the lowest risk and the highest return in that case. So therefore, I still have a Bitcoin exposure. If you do take a look at the altcoin market and how much it's dominating the crypto space right now, you could see it's flirting with this big resistance area right here, and it looks like it should have a leg down. So altcoins are looking quite weak compared to Bitcoin at the moment. And that's not that crazy, as they were just really outperforming Bitcoin quite hard. But now it looks like, okay, it's time for everything to, kind of cool off. And as we speak, Bitcoin is falling a little bit. It's now sitting at 40,700. Again, if we hold 40,000, I'm bullish. If we break down below that, then I think we could see 30, 38, 37. It's still a big range, but hey, you can't guess it exactly. We really want to see it hold that level. If we break that, then then like 35 is back on the table, and if we break that, then it's 30K again. I think eventually it will make a lot of sense if we would see 30K, because yeah, like what I spoke about a lot on this channel is, in every market before the halving hits, we have Bitcoin going up very hard, but we also have it going down very hard. Here also, we have it going up very hard, but we have it going down very hard in the first cycle as well. Now we had Bitcoin going up very hard, but we haven't seen it going down very hard. Hey, and this time might be different, but I'm not saying that it is different until it actually is. So before the halving happens, I'm willing to believe that Bitcoin could take a good hit, and that's not bearish, that's bullish, because you can get crypto at cheap prices, and that will make you more money when the real bull run finally starts. For the people that are really under the impression that the big bull market like we know it has already started, I don't think so. And that's purely because, again, if we do take a look at what usually happens, the real parabolic bull market starts after the halving, the white lines, right? And of course, here it also already started. That's true, but not parabolic. We go up and we go down again. And again, we haven't had that move down. Here we really have the parabolic move. Here we really have the parabolic move. And here's a lot of shit, but we also really have the parabolic move. Yeah, for this time, I don't expect anything different. Here we really have the parabolic move. And the thesis could be the ETF or whatever the news is going to be. It doesn't really matter. The charts are the charts, and at the end of the day, there will be a piece of news attached to it. But yeah, we are witnessing something interesting at the moment because, like I said, yeah, the dominance is now climbing as we speak. By the way, if we put it on a 5-minute chart, you could see that it is going up. And if we put Bitcoin on a 5-minute chart, you could see that it is going down. So yeah, now at the exact moment of recording, we see altcoins getting wrecked quite harder than Bitcoin. And therefore, I feel like, okay, yeah, I'm not really interested in buying yet. I'm holding off a little bit. I think the altcoin market, it just took a hit of 12%. I think the first big support level is 8% away, give or take between 8 and 12. So I think it could bleed a little further. People are taking the profits right now, and I think that's going to be a domino effect because people just made a lot of profits. It now goes down, and now people feel like, hey, oh shit, I had profits. Okay, let me take and save what's left. And then that snowball effect is going to roll, and that's going to drive the price down. It doesn't even have to be a certain piece of news. It's just people taking profits after making quite some money lately, and that's, of course, very wise. So I hope you did that. If you did not, let it be a lesson for the next time, because nothing is up only, of course. But hey, same case, we do this, right? Could happen. I don't expect so, but it could happen. In other news, yeah, now this project is doing absolutely well. And there is, my timeline is full with Storm Warfare, by the way, and Ricky Gervais, hero. But yeah, now here we have it, Storm Warfare. This is going to get released by Seedify. Their beta starts today, so you can play the game, and they have a big-ass prize pool of $40,000 worth of Gen tokens, and that's the gaming studio behind it. That's also the one that's going to release on Seedify. Yeah, that's going to be a big one in my opinion. So this is something that I'm really looking at. Bloodloop is something that I'm really looking at. Also going to get released by Seedify and by Neo Tokyo, by the way. And there are always some altcoins that I'm looking to buy when the real big dip is going to be here. But again, I will make a video about that when that happens, because for now, yeah, we see like 14 up till 14% corrections here and there, but that's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the 40% corrections, really. And hey, we're already making a start right now. So for the people that feel like, hey, I still have some money, or I'm DCAing, it's good. You get some good chances right now. And if you're really just like dynamically DCAing every day, every week, then this is a beautiful dip to buy. So I would say go and buy that dip. Altura is taking a nice hit, by the way. It might come all the way back down to 5 5.2, now sitting at 5.6. If you don't really want to cherry pick that, then it might be a good buy right now. And again, Beam, I think this is a wonderful buy, and it's getting pretty close. And even AVAX is now finally cooling off a little bit. But on the other hand, you could be like, hey, AVAX is down 20%. Let's buy the dip. You could also say, hey, AVAX is up 326%. Stay the fuck away, right? So it depends a little bit on what your strategy is right here. Again, the Patreon is down below if you want to get these early calls, exclusive videos, follow influencer wallets, one-on-one sessions together to look at your portfolio, etc. And in the meantime, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the bell notification on, and I'll be back tomorrow.